Hello all and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are putting Erling Haaland down in the Vanarama National League as he joins York. So for this experiment we'll be doing 5 years into the future and looking back every year and just seeing how Erling Haaland has done in the non-league, if he can get up to League 2, League 1. I mean, there's 5 years he could possibly get to the Premier League. We'll have a look, dive in every season and see how he's gotten on and if he can drag York up to the heavy heights of the Premier League. So we start things off actually at the very start of the game. You can see here Erling Haaland at age 21 has joined York. You see that the value now has dropped between 18.5 and 55 million for the 21-year-old, and you can see on our far right hand side here he made no appearance at Man City because he went straight out the door and came straight to York. But I mean, look at his attributes already. Surely these attributes will absolutely rip it up in this league. So we're going to go now 1 year into the future to the end of our first season with York in the Vanarama National League. So another year has passed now for Erling Haaland, and where his valuation hasn't changed much, you'll notice something in the top right corner there. For York this season he played 44 times, scoring 31 goals. But if we go to the bottom of the screen there, you can get a bit more of a better indication. As in those 44 appearances within the league, he got 31 goals and 21 assists with an XG of 18.09 and scoring 7 out of his 8 penalties. Not a bad season for Erling Haaland in the non-league. But where did that leave York? So York themselves won the National League, playing 46 games, winning 28, drawing 12 and losing only 6 games with a goal difference of plus 44. That is almost double ahead of Wrexham in second. And of course then we look over at the goal scoring charts here and the player average ratings and the assists. Erling Haaland is topping everything. He got the most goals in the league in 31 goals. In average ratings he got 7.69, the highest average rating. Next to York's Cunha in second place there, you can see. Of course, Erling Haaland got the most assists that season as well, getting 21 assists. Whether he was assisting himself all season, who knows. But Cunha, of course, in second place as well. Probably all assisting Erling Haaland. As we go down to the Player of the Match awards as well for this season, Erling Haaland took 17 Player of the Match awards from 46 games in the National League. Not a bad shout for his first season in this league. And a good couple of goals for him as well. So as we're coming now the end of the Vanarama National League. In their first season, York do gain promotion into League 2. And now we're going to go and see just how Haaland would do up in League 2. And on one final note from that season, we didn't mention it previously, but York had a trip to Wembley as they won the FA Challenge Trophy, beating Gateshead 2-1 in the final, a double winning season for Haaland and York in season number 1. Now let's dive ahead and see season number 2 and whether they can get back-to-back promotions from the Vanarama National into League 2 and straight into League 1, or will York struggle in League 2? So we are back now for League 2, season number 2 with Erling Haaland at York. And there's a little spoiler there at the top of your screen, as you can see right now. York came third within the league system, which meant what exactly for them? It meant they got automatic promotion, straight back-to-back promotions, with Erling Haaland leading the line for them this season, finishing third within the league, of course, in League 2. Of course, in League 2, 4 teams do get promoted. Whoever wins the title goes up first, second and third get automatic promotion, and then between 4th and 7th play a playoff to get that 4th spot. So, 4 teams going up, York take one of those spots in their first season in League 2. We do wander over now to the player stats on this right hand side. You can see straight away Erling Haaland's face is there again. He was the top goal scorer of 58 goals in the league this year. An average rating of 8.37, topping the charts yet again for York. And our boy Cunha's there again with 16 assists for the season for York. So on a bit more of a deeper dive now into York's season, coming third in the league. After 46 appearances, they won 22 games, drawing 12, losing 12, with getting a positive goal difference of 36. We can see their goals for this season being 93, miles ahead of the opposition. I mean, on the downside, they conceded a lot more than the other teams around them. You can see there, the likes of Burton, who got 37 against them. York struggling with 57 conceded, an extra 20 goals conceded, but they still had a better goal difference because of that man Erling Haaland bagging all those goals. So on to the main man himself. We're going to have a bit more of a deep dive now into his season and see how he's been getting on. So we can see here, we mentioned prior, in 85 appearances now for York, he scored 89 goals. He has scored more goals than he's had appearances so far in his 2 years at York. And of course, we dive in on this side now, which is a bit more interesting now. You can see here, last season for York in 44 appearances, only getting 31 goals. but getting 21 assists, where this season, in 41 appearances, he got 58 goals and only the 1 assist, but 22 Player of the Match awards. In over half his games, he won the Player of the Match award, which is an absolutely insane stat for Erling Haaland. 58 goals in 41 appearances, absolutely crucial. I do wonder though, why is there so many less assists this season? He got 20 more assists last season in the National League than he did in League 2. Is it a change of formation? Or York? Possibly, who knows? But it'd be interesting to see what happens as we go now into season number 3. So we arrive now, season number 3. Erling Haaland has now been made the club captain here at York, and he's having a wonderful time, and he's all about the goals. You'll notice there as well, he's only on £5 a week. What a bargain for £5 a week. This kind of player in your league is absolutely demolishing it amongst the goals every season. You will notice in the bottom left corner there, York did not finish in that top 10. So where did they finish? So it was a hard season for York in their first time in League 1. They came 17th in the league, but not without trying. They scored an abundance of goals in this league. You can see from the average ratings over here on this right hand side. Goals scored, 38 for Erling Haaland. He was the top goal scorer in the league by a landslide. Next up was the QPR striker, but still quite far away. And again, average ratings, Erling Haaland dominating the charts with the best average ratings in the league and the most Player of the Match awards. But it was not enough to drag York into that promotion and get them into the Championship for a third straight promotion in 3 years. So where did it all go wrong for York this season? You can see here, in their 46 games, they only won 14 of them, drawing 13, losing 19. But they did score 65 goals, where now, if you can press up here, we can see goals scored for the year. For the most goals scored, they were the 5th highest in the league, but it was not good enough. But that big number there, right next to that, where the against, 71 goals conceded by York. Defensively, they've got some problems. They can't keep relying on Erling Haaland. At this point, they need some new defenders. So we came out for season number 4, and Erling Haaland again was amongst all the goals for the club, but it was not to be. There was no new promotion for the side, as York this time finished 10th, a higher position, so the improvements in defence definitely worked, but again, they were not promoted. In 46 appearances, they only won 19, drawing 10, but losing 17 games. But again, you'll notice the goal was for at 70. Erling Haaland is going to keep trying to drag this team all the way to the top. I mean, in terms of goals scored on promotion basis, 4th yet again for York, scoring the 4th most goals in the league, but finishing 10th within the league system. It wasn't to be good enough. But on the plus side though, a positive goal difference of only 2, showing those defensive reinforcements did really help the side. So now we go and look at those player stats, and again, we see that familiar face, smirking, looking at us, thinking, why am I down here? Why am I playing at this league? And the likes of Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, and many, many more teams have been offering every chance they can to buy me. Why am I still here? Well, Erling, you're stuck here for 2 more years, son. Believe me. As we are in season number 4, of course, Erling Haaland bagged only 30 goals this season. A bit of a letdown possibly for Erling Haaland, only getting the 30 goals within League 1. But again, that best average rating throughout the league of a 7.88. And the Player of Match awards, he took 13 this season. Again, Erling Haaland stealing all the rewards of this league, but again, failing to get promotion. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, so how has he done overall now at the club? You can see his career stats now. At York, in 155 appearances, he has now bagged 157 goals. He's still getting more goals than games played, only narrowly that by now, but he's still doing very good. And attribute-wise, he looks insane. But at this point of his career though, he did have some problems. He only made 29 appearances this season for York in the league, so a big injury did get to him, but he still managed to bag 30 goals, and again, just the 1 assist at the end of this season. But we can see it here, that injury at the top of the screen right there. He damaged his cruciate ligaments and was out for 3 months. He's still currently injured. He's going to be out at the start of the final season. So as we go now into season number 5, his final season at the club before Erling Haaland's contract runs out, and he comes into the new season expected to be out 3 to 6 months. What are the chances of one Haaland making the first team for the start of the season? Very limited. But what are the chances of him getting York promoted to the Championship? Who knows? Let's dive in and see. Our final season, season number 5. So we come back now to season number 5, and hopefully there's no spoilers on there for you, but things went pretty darn well. Well, almost. We start things off here as York did make the playoffs. but they failed to go all the way, losing out on the final to Cambridge on penalties. They came so close to getting promoted to the Championship within 5 years, only being the Vanarama League just only 4 years ago. But in the final season of Erling Haaland's contract, he could not get on there. But again, we did mention prior, he did have that injury. Of course, that big injury though did lead to minor injuries throughout the rest of the season. You can see here, quite a handful: back strains, tight groins, tight thighs. But how has that affected Haaland and his attributes? I mean, in terms of natural fitness, he's still got 19s and stamina is still 14, so he's still at the pinnacle and the best of his career. Even at 26 years of age now, he's still an absolute handful, and that value now has dropped rapidly to only 14 to 15 million. That's because a free transfer is looming and Erling Haaland is on the move. Of course, Haaland was only on a 5-year contract here at York, and now Real Madrid have came in to poach the striker away from York. But let's have a bit more of a deep dive into this final season and see what happened, and did Haaland get that golden boot for the 5th successful season? Well, of course he did. Erling Haaland bagged 43 goals, even though he missed 3 months at the start of the season. He came in and still bagged 43 goals, getting the best average rate in the league with a 7.63, and of course, Player of the Match awards yet again, bagging 13 of those. So, not a bad little multiverse career here for Erling Haaland, starting in the National Vanarama League with York and doing 5 years at York before finally getting that big move abroad, going to Real Madrid. So there you have it then, Erling Haaland, 5 years with York, starting the Vanarama National, getting back-to-back promotions from League 2 up into League 1, but then being stuck in League 1 and finally getting that big move away from York, going to Real Madrid. Let me know in the comment section, is there any other players you'd like to see these sort of experiments done with in the future? Or better yet, would you like to see Haaland at another club in the future possibly? Who knows? Let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see on the channel. Of course, I like to take your feedback and we try and produce the stuff that you want to see on this channel as always. But as always, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you're giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. It really does help us get found within the algorithm and people are searching for FM23 content. It really does help us. But until next time, we'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.